Hi, everybody. How are you doing today? I'm here, Ginger Gerald,
Hello.
with Caroline, Offthegridneedlearts, and we're coming at you today for a real quick video just to talk about our Teach Gerald How to Knit series that Caroline is doing. So, what's happening, Caroline?
Well, it's time to move forward. I think we're ready to move on from our dishcloths and our hats. And the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to make a pair of mittens to match our hat that we made. So,
Woohoo!
I know, pretty exciting, right? So I've talked to Louise about the pattern. She has, she's got the mitten prototype is done. So she just has to publish the pattern on Ravelry. And then once that is done, once I know that the pattern is available on Ravelry, then I will record my first video for starting the mittens. So, sound good? I'm thinking probably mid-weekend coming up or Monday or Tuesday next week. So the 7th, by the 7th or 8th of May, we'll have started the mittens.
Awesome. So we should have mittens in time for Australian winter.
Yes. That's right. Just in time for Australia. That's right. So it will be done with a worsted weight yarn. And so that is the same, you'll remember that's the same yarn that we used for the hat. So if you'd like to have a matching set, you can use the exact same yarn that you knit your hat with.
Which thankfully I bought 4 balls, so I have 2 more balls left over.
You are set. You are set.
I'm ready to go.
So that's the plan. And I'm hoping that we should have, you know, mittens are kind of like socks. There's 2 of them, right? So you can either knit both of them at the same time, you know, on 2 sets of needles, or you can knit one and then you have to knit the other one. And a lot of times people get, you know, when they've got a lot of excitement for the first of a pair, they finish the first one and then it goes into a drawer and they never knit the second one. So you have to make sure that you either knit them both at the same time, or as soon as you cast off that first mitten, immediately cast on the second one so that you have a pair by the time your winter rolls back around. What else? So worsted weight yarn, you're going to be using DPNs again, the same DPNs that you used for the top of your hat. So they should be the same size, so you don't need to buy any new needles. And if you bought enough yarn last time, should be still good for mittens.
Okay.
I'm hoping to be done the mittens by the end of May, maybe the middle of June. And then we get into the summertime. Summertime is going to be a little bit difficult for me. So what I thought we could do is like a knit along over the summer. So instead of lessons per se, I thought that we could do like a wrap type thing. Now I know you're not going to be interested particularly in knitting yourself a wrap, but you can either do a scarf or maybe even like a little lapgan for your couch or something like that. We'll pick a very
maybe I can knit something for somebody else.
Or you can knit something for somebody. See, I am a very selfish knitter. I like to knit things for myself.
Yes.
So that's why I always think about when I make things, I think about what I would like. So that's why I said that. But yeah, you can knit one and you can give it to me. How about that?
Or someone else. Because you're already knitting all that stuff for yourself. So
I know. I think I deserve one, don't you? I am knit worthy.
You are knit worthy, yes.
So that will happen over the summer. And then to answer the big question that I get asked the most often about knitting tutorials are socks. When are we going to do socks? Are you going to teach socks? And yes, we're going to do socks in September. So after I get back from the cottage in September, the next set of tutorials will be learning how to knit socks on double pointed needles.
Okay.
Okay.
Yay. So that will. So the big thing will be socks in September. So back to school.
Back to school, socks. Yes. And then after socks, we're going to knit some kind of fantastic cabled Afghan for Christmas. That's what I see in my head.
And will we have this Afghan done by Christmas?
I don't know. I won't.
I probably won't either.
So, but you can be working on it by Christmas time. It will keep your lap warm, right? And you'll learn how to do cables.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So that's the plan.
Okay.
So you can look for the video this weekend or by Tuesday next week at the latest.
Okay. So just to recap, because we've talked about a lot of stuff, we're going to start mittens next week, hopefully. Once Caroline gets the pattern from Louise, she will put out a video on her channel. So you have to go subscribe to Caroline if you're not already subscribed, if you're interested in learning how to knit mittens along with me. And she will have the list of all the requirements in order to knit the mittens, but you should have most of that because it's the same stuff as what you needed for the hat.
Yeah, that's right.
And we will get started with mittens next week, which means I have to be ready to go for more knitting.
Yes.
By next week.
Yes.
So
put your cross stitch down and pick up your knitting needles.
Well, I should be ready by then. So, okay. So I hope you guys are already excited about that, and we will see you next week.
See you next week.
Sad?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Okay.
So, and don't forget to always be creative. So we'll see you next week.
Thanks, Gerald. Bye.
Bye.